Everyone, welcome back to our channel reality show. Today we have some super exciting news about this topic. Sister wives Kody and Robyn finally come clean about polygamy. So grab your snacks, settle in, and let's dive into this heartfelt announcement and what it means for the Sister Wives family. In a deeply revealing chapter of the long-running reality series Sister Wives, Kody Brown and his last remaining wife, Robyn Brown, have broken their silence about the collapse of their plural family and the painful realization that their commitment to polygamy has crumbled. Once proud proponents of plural marriage, Kody and Robyn are now confronting the painful truth that the ideal they once built their lives around may not be the sacred foundation they thought it was. For over a decade, audiences watched the Browns navigate the unpredictable waters of a non-traditional lifestyle. Through births, weddings, family conflicts, and emotional turmoil, they gave America a rare inside look at the daily dynamics of a polygamous household. Now, the veil has dropped completely. What remains is not a celebration of a successful unconventional marriage, but rather the wreckage of broken relationships and the raw honesty of two people coming to terms with what's left. The beginning of the dream. When Sister Wives premiered in 2010, the Brown family was introduced as a cohesive, loving unit practicing plural marriage for religious reasons. Kody, then legally married to Mary and spiritually married to Janelle and Christine, married Robyn in a spiritual ceremony shortly before the show's debut. Robyn would later become his legal wife after Kody divorced Mary in 2014 to adopt Robyn's 3 children from a previous marriage. The Browns belong to the Apostolic United Brethren, a sect that practices polygamy as a core principle of faith. For them, plural marriage was not only about forming large families, but about fulfilling a religious destiny. They framed their family structure as one built on love, cooperation, and shared purpose. In the early seasons, the wives, though candid about their struggles, stood by the concept. Robyn entered the family expressing admiration for her new sister wives and a deep belief in the principle of plural marriage. She called it her spiritual calling and expressed her desire to share life, children, and faith with the other women. Kody appeared confident in his role, often boasting of the emotional maturity required to love 4 women equally and parent 18 children in unity. Cracks in the foundation. However, over time, viewers began to see the emotional strain hidden beneath the surface. As the seasons progressed, the wives became increasingly vocal about feeling neglected, isolated, and emotionally unfulfilled. The unity they once claimed began to unravel. Communication between the wives deteriorated, and Kody's attempts to mediate often made things worse. Christine was the first to take a bold step away from the family. In 2021, she publicly announced that she had left Kody after over 25 years together. Christine's departure shocked the family and fans alike, but also seemed to liberate her. She relocated to Utah, found new love, and began a new chapter, ultimately marrying David Woolley in 2023. Janelle soon followed, expressing in several interviews that she felt more like a friend or business partner than a wife to Kody. She acknowledged the growing emotional distance and confirmed they had been separated for months before making it public. Mary, who had long experienced a tumultuous relationship with Kody, finalized her departure in early 2023. Though she was the first wife and the legal one for decades, her bond with Kody had become deeply strained after a catfishing scandal and years of emotional disconnection. Alone together. Robyn and Kody's new reality. With 3 of the 4 wives gone, Robyn found herself in a position she never anticipated, being the only remaining wife in what was once a proud polygamous family. While this might seem like a victory to outsiders who long speculated that Robyn was Kody's favorite, Robyn has made it clear she is devastated by the outcome. "I feel like I've lost a huge part of my identity," she said. "I signed up for Sister Wives, for family dinners with 20 people, for group parenting and the chaos and the joy of a big family. And now it's just Kody and me. It doesn't feel right." Robyn admitted she never wanted monogamy and never saw herself as replacing the other wives. Her emotional statements painted a portrait of a woman who believed in the ideal, but is now mourning its failure. Kody, for his part, appears changed. Once brimming with enthusiasm and spiritual conviction, he now seems hollowed out by loss and regret. "I thought I was doing the right thing. I really did. I believed I could balance it all," he confessed. "But the truth is, I couldn't. I failed my wives. I failed my family." He described the past few years as a process of painful introspection, realizing that the very framework he built his life around may not be sustainable or even fair. The emotional toll of polygamy. Kody and Robyn's revelations pull back the curtain on what polygamy demands emotionally, not just from the husband, but from each wife. Each woman in a polygamous relationship must share emotional intimacy, time, and attention, often placing personal needs aside for the sake of the group. Robyn explained that jealousy and competition were part of the experience from the beginning. It wasn't about who Kody loved more, but it felt like that sometimes. "We tried to support each other, but emotions ran deep. It's not easy sharing a husband." Janelle once admitted that she and Christine had bonded over feeling like they were in a constant state of compromise. Christine often felt like an afterthought. And Mary, emotionally estranged for years, openly wept on camera as she recounted how isolated she had become. Even Robyn, often perceived as the most favored, said she struggled with the burden of being the glue. "I tried to hold it all together. I tried to fix things," she said. But sometimes, love isn't enough to bridge years of broken trust and unmet needs. A shift in faith. Perhaps the most profound transformation Kody and Robyn have undergone is spiritual. Their commitment to polygamy was always framed as a religious belief, but in recent months, they have spoken less and less about God's plan and more about emotional truth. "I used to think I was doing God's work," Kody said. "Now, I'm just trying to do right by the people I love. That might be the most spiritual thing I can do." Robyn has expressed similar thoughts, saying that her relationship with God is personal and no longer defined by whether she lives in a plural family. "I still pray. I still believe. But I don't think God wants people to be in pain just to fulfill a principle. That's not what love looks like." Their change in belief marks a major departure from how they began their journey, once adamant that plural marriage was divinely ordained. They are now walking away from that doctrine with wounded hearts and open minds. Children and family fallout. The effects of the family breakdown have rippled into the lives of the Brown children. Some, like Michael T. and Maddie, have spoken publicly about their monogamous marriages and their desire to live differently from their parents. Others have remained quiet, possibly still processing the upheaval. Kody has acknowledged that some of his relationships with his children are strained, particularly with sons who disagreed with his strict COVID-19 rules, which created major divisions during the pandemic. "I've had moments where my kids didn't want to talk to me," he admitted. "That breaks me." Robyn, who has children from her first marriage as well as with Kody, said she tries to maintain connection across the family lines, but admits it's hard. "It's not like it used to be," she said. "There are fewer family gatherings, fewer shared milestones. We're all scattered now." Some family members have attempted reconciliation. Others have opted for emotional distance. In recent seasons, fans have seen that the family no longer functions as a single unit, but rather as fractured branches attempting to find their own peace. What the future holds. So, where does that leave Kody and Robyn now? According to both, the answer is uncertain. They remain married, but are navigating a new kind of relationship, one that lacks the community and identity that once defined their lives. "We're still figuring it out," Robyn said. "We didn't expect this. We didn't want this. But this is where we are." Kody has said he's not currently seeking another wife. He has no interest in returning to polygamy, at least not in the near future. "I'm tired. I'm broken in some ways," he said. "I need to rebuild myself before I could ever think of adding someone else into my life again." Robyn, too, is hesitant about the idea of expanding their family. How do you bring someone into this? After all this pain, she asked. It wouldn't be fair to anyone. For now, they are focusing on healing, reflecting, and finding purpose in the ruins of a once grand dream. A cautionary tale? The story of Kody and Robyn Brown and the dissolution of the Brown plural family may serve as a cautionary tale about the romanticized notion of polygamy. What was once portrayed as a vibrant, cooperative lifestyle slowly revealed itself to be emotionally unsustainable for many of its members. While some viewers still admire the family's attempt to live authentically, others see the Brown family's journey as a warning of what happens when spiritual ideals collide with human needs. In the end, what Kody and Robyn have done is rare. They've allowed the public to watch them grow, stumble, and reevaluate their deepest beliefs, all in real time. An unwritten future. As of now, Sister Wives continues to film, and fans await the next season with curiosity. Will the show shift focus to Christine's new marriage? Will Janelle share more of her post-Kody life? Will Kody and Robyn continue to be central figures, or will their story quietly conclude as others take the spotlight? Whatever comes next, one thing is clear: the Browns are no longer a polygamous family in practice. They are a family in evolution, slowly coming to terms with what has been lost and what might still be possible. Kody put it best when he said, "The dream is over. But maybe the truth is better." Sister Wives Kody and Robyn finally come clean about polygamy. In a development that fans and followers of the reality TV world have long anticipated, Sister Wives stars Kody Brown and Robyn Brown have finally addressed the shifting dynamics of their family and come clean about their views on polygamy. The couple, once the most stable union in the now fractured Brown family, have opened up about how their perceptions of plural marriage have evolved, especially following the collapse of Kody's relationships with his other wives, Mary, Janelle, and Christine. This candid admission marks a significant turning point in the narrative that began over a decade ago when Sister Wives premiered, capturing the attention of audiences nationwide by offering a raw, unfiltered look into the complexities of polygamous life. But what began as a defiant embrace of plural marriage has slowly unraveled into a story of disillusionment, emotional fallout, and individual rebirth. The rise and fall of the polygamous dream. When Sister Wives first aired, the Brown family stood as a symbol of modern polygamy seeking mainstream acceptance. Kody Brown, then legally married to Mary and spiritually married to Janelle and Christine, later entered into a legal marriage with Robyn in 2014 after legally divorcing Mary. With 4 wives and 18 children between them, the Browns championed the idea that plural marriage was about more than just religion. It was about love, family, and freedom of choice. For years, Kody maintained that polygamy was a core part of his spiritual identity and a divine calling. Robyn, too, initially spoke passionately about her belief in the lifestyle, presenting herself as a strong advocate of plural marriage. But beneath the carefully curated image of harmony and cooperation, cracks began to appear. Christine was the first to leave the family, publicly announcing her separation from Kody in 2021. Her departure was followed by Janelle, who also distanced herself emotionally and physically from Kody. In early 2023, Mary confirmed the end of her relationship with Kody, leaving only Robyn as his remaining partner. A painful reckoning. In recent interviews and confessional segments, Kody and Robyn have spoken more openly than ever before about the toll the family's breakdown has taken and how it has caused them to reevaluate their beliefs. Gone is the fervent defense of polygamy. In its place is a sobering realization that the dream they once championed may no longer be viable. "I never wanted this," Robyn admitted, her voice tinged with emotion. "I believed in plural marriage. I still believe in the principles of it, but the reality didn't match the dream. We tried. We really tried to make it work." Kody echoed her sentiment, though with a more hardened perspective. "Polygamy only works when everyone is on the same page. And that wasn't our case." Somewhere along the way, we lost that unity. We lost trust. I kept thinking it would get better, that things would heal, but they didn't. And maybe that says something bigger about what this lifestyle really demands. For viewers who have watched the family's ups and downs over the years, these revelations do not come as a surprise. The tension between the wives, especially after Robyn joined the family, was often palpable. Many fans speculated that her arrival disrupted the existing family structure and deepened feelings of jealousy, competition, and isolation among the wives. Robyn's isolation and regret. Despite remaining married to Kody, Robyn has often expressed feelings of loneliness and sadness in the aftermath of the family's unraveling. While some viewers have perceived her as the favored wife, often referring to her as Kody's true partner, Robyn's own perspective reveals a far more complicated emotional landscape. "I didn't sign up for monogamy," she said. "I wanted sister wives. I wanted that big, messy, beautiful family. I didn't want to be the only one left." Robyn has spoken candidly about how much she valued the relationships she had with the other wives, especially her bond with Christine and Mary. She recalls shared holidays, cooperative parenting, and late-night talks, moments that now feel like distant memories. "I miss them. I miss who we all were together," she confessed. "I feel like we were stronger as a group. And now it's just quiet. Too quiet." Kody's transformation. Perhaps the most dramatic shift has occurred within Kody himself. Once the self-proclaimed leader of a plural family, he now seems weary and reflective, questioning not just the logistics of polygamy, but its emotional toll. "I was trying to manage 4 relationships, 4 sets of needs, and 4 very different personalities. I failed," he said bluntly. "I couldn't be what each of them needed. And in trying to do it all, I lost their trust. Maybe I even lost my own sense of direction." Kody has admitted that his relationship with Robyn is not without strain, especially as they navigate this new chapter of being a monogamous couple by default. He acknowledges that the emotional baggage from the collapse of his other marriages still weighs heavily on them both. "We're not celebrating," he clarified. "This isn't some victory for Robyn and me. It's painful. We've lost so much." A departure from the faith? One of the more striking revelations from the couple's recent disclosures is their evolving stance on the religious foundation of polygamy. While both Kody and Robyn were raised in a faith that espoused plural marriage as a spiritual principle, they now seem to be stepping away from that doctrine. "I still believe in God. I still pray. But I don't know where I stand with all of it anymore," Kody said. "For so long, polygamy was my identity, my mission. And now I'm not sure what to believe." Robyn has expressed similar doubts, indicating that while her faith remains important, she no longer sees polygamy as central to her spiritual path. "It's not about the number of people in a marriage," she said. "It's about the love, the respect, the commitment. And if that's not there, then it doesn't matter how many wives you have. It falls apart. A family redefined." The aftermath of the Brown family's transformation has raised new questions about what family means in a post-polygamy reality. The adult children of Kody and his wives have largely charted their own courses, with many choosing monogamous marriages or alternative paths entirely. Kody has spoken about the difficulty of maintaining close relationships with all his children, especially those who have distanced themselves due to past conflicts. "I regret how things ended with some of them," he said. "There were arguments. There was hurt. And now I'm trying to find a way back." Robyn has taken on the role of stepmother and emotional support for many of the younger children still at home, but she also feels the absence of the broader family structure that once defined their daily lives. "I miss the chaos," she said with a soft laugh. "I miss the noise, the house full of people. It's just not the same." Public reaction and moving forward. Public response to Kody and Robyn's admissions has been mixed. Some viewers have expressed sympathy and understanding, praising their honesty and vulnerability. Others have criticized what they see as too little, too late, a reckoning that should have come years earlier. Still, there's no denying that this moment marks a profound shift in the sister-wives story. What began as a radical experiment in love and faith has evolved into a deeply personal tale of growth, loss, and redefinition. Kody and Robyn say they are not entirely closing the door on plural marriage in theory, but in practice, they are moving forward as a couple. Just the two of them. We're still figuring it out, Robyn said. There's no roadmap for what we're doing. We're just trying to heal, to learn, and to move on with as much grace as we can. Kody added, for the first time in a long time, I'm not leading a plural family. I'm just trying to be a better husband, a better father, and maybe a better man. The end of an era. As the dust settles on what has been a seismic shift in one of reality television's most unique family sagas, Kody and Robyn Brown stand at a crossroads. No longer the center of a sprawling plural household, they are now faced with the same questions millions of other couples face: how to rebuild, how to reconnect, and how to rediscover themselves. Whether their future includes a return to polygamy remains uncertain. What is clear, however, is that their past has left an indelible mark not just on their own lives, but on the cultural conversation about marriage, faith, and family. For fans of Sister Wives, the journey continues, but in a very different direction. It's no longer about managing multiple relationships. It's about surviving the loss of them and learning to live with what's left.